Assalamu alaikum. Leadership communication was my choice. Why I've chosen it? I've chosen it also before. Once the manager of the Training Council of Sudan came to me and asked me to prepare for a training for the senior-most cabinet members. And he said they have a series of trainings, so which subject? He expected me to choose economics as an economist. I didn't. I chose communication. Why? I agree 100% with Mr. Abdul Qadir. That's the most important of all. For any organization to succeed is communication. For an individual also to succeed is communication. Leadership main tool is communication. But if I take you back to the days when you were students at the schools, and the teachers used to come and start teaching, taking definitions of things, or taking the language, for example, in our case, the Arabic language, and they take you to the Arabic grammar, which is a bit complicated. They make your life difficult. When they come to teach math, if they talk about the definitions and theories, they make math difficult. How easy will math be is when the teacher says example. Once he writes that word, example, and he starts to put a problem, solve it, the students will understand. Now, communication is not a theory, it is a practice. And I would like to take it very short. I found myself forced to make a PowerPoint presentation because the organizers were calling me, "Where's your presentation? Where's your presentation?" I don't care about presentations. I wanted to come and talk to you. So they forced me to make a presentation. And when I saw that people are taking more time, I decided to get this chance and tell them go directly to the last slide of my presentation because I don't want the presentation, to which they have gone. Now, when we talk about leadership communication and what I have chosen, I wanted to put one word for the leadership in communication. What is communication for leaders and how it works, not the definition of communication, how it works and how it has worked with other people. Now, first of all, for leaders, when we look back in the past, we had a lot of leaders throughout the history. If we bring them today across the time, if we bring Mahatma Gandhi back and Henry Ford, Andrew Carnegie, all these people, what they said, will it be effective working today? Winston Churchill. Now I will just finish with giving you a few examples, and you measure for yourself if we're using our new media. Will these words of Henry Ford still work? He said, if you think you can, if you think you can't, both ways, you are right. Does it work? Winston Churchill was having an amendment to the insurance law in the UK. He took his amendment to the law to the parliament. He stood before the parliament and he gave the following words. He said, if I have my way, I would have written the word insurance over the door of every British home because it means for an inconceivable amount of money, we can keep the family together under one roof. Would that work today or won't it? Will it work today? Is it still valid? I believe that none of the insurance salespeople could add anything better to what Winston Churchill said in the early 1950s. And none of us can change the facts that were said by Henry Ford. So the communication of leaders is always based on inspiration and logic. It is inspirational. And it continues being valid. It influences people throughout the ages. As a Muslim, I am not taking the example of Prophet Muhammad, even though I take this academically without my personal feelings to it. That is, he was the shortest speaker of all. The longest speech he has given was in Hajjat al-Wada', the last pilgrimage he made, which was the only, it was 15 minutes. Only 15 minutes. All the communication that he made was interactive, asking questions to the people and giving the answers for the questions, which was keeping people following and influenced until today. So the leadership communication is only limited to the real practice, but the passion, the understanding, the wisdom is there in it, and it remains valid and workable and logical and acceptable over time for generations and for different people from different places and different nationalities. And thank you very much.